Okay, let's see if this is working. And we can get this show on the road. They're doing tipping now. What time is it over there? Like 9:25 in Melbourne? Yeah, that's alright, we'll do that. Yes, my mic is working. That is good. Before I do my tips now, because I got an hour left to leave for work. There was no chance I was watching Sunday's games live. I mean, it was 6:20 and 7:40 a.m. So that's the reason you didn't see me live streaming. But yeah, obviously buy rounds. Out of the 7, I got 5. I also forgot to do this. So yeah. Unless I'm very confused about this because did it start last round or I guess I had to enter it there as well, right? Unless it started here. I don't even know. I can't remember when this started, but I forgot to do it. Obviously out the gauntlet because of St Kilda, but you know it was Hawthorn that beat them, so I'm not complaining. Yeah, so I got the first 3 games right, going well. Then I got the Dogs wrong. I thought they'd beat Geelong, and to be fair, for 3 quarters they were doing well. They're keeping up with Geelong, even doing better than Geelong in a lot of parts of the game. But towards the end of the 3rd quarter and the 4th quarter, they forgot how to kick a goal. So it is what it is. Geelong deserved to win, but I got that wrong. I got Gold Coast correct, which looked dodgy in the first half, but they came back. Adelaide choked that pretty badly, and then you got 2 close games here. I tipped both home teams. In fact, the only home team I didn't tip was West Coast. But yeah, the Giants lost by a goal, and Essendon just won by a goal. I actually watched the last 2 minutes of the Essendon game. I woke up at that point in time. But yeah, where's something on the screen? You can't even see it, but there's something on my monitor. Anyway, yeah. I guess it's not bad. The 2 I got wrong were 2 games that could have been different had certain parts of the game gone differently. But yeah, if you want reactions to these 2 games, you got to let me know, and I can do that. So yeah, round 13. Let's go. Shall we check the comp first? Let's check the comp first. I was first a few weeks ago, so I have fallen 3 behind the leader now. Only 1 behind 2nd place, so that's still something to aim for. But yeah, this guy's got 6. He's a big winner at the top, that's for sure. Has anyone got more? No one got. Someone got 7. He's down in 54th, but he got 7. That's a big week. Probably jumped up a few positions. Yeah. So in the rankings, 84 is crazy, you know. that's something else. That's something else. All right, we got some big games in this round. We got the whole 8 games. Only 1 short of the full round. Got some big ones here, right? Sydney v St Kilda. There's a lot riding on it. St Kilda obviously have had a much better season, but after losing to Hawthorn and you know, how they even do in round 12? Have I already forgotten? oh yeah, they had a bye round. Yeah. Actually, that might favour them because yes, they lost to Hawthorn, but they had a week off, time to refresh and regenerate. That could help them. And Sydney, you know, if they win this, that's a big leap for them. They still want to. I don't think they make the 8 at this point. I don't think they need some consistency, and I don't see it. But they got the squad to do it. They're just not. They've just not recovered from Geelong really. So it's a tough game to tip. Then you got Western Bulldogs, Port Adelaide at Marvel. Port Adelaide obviously 9 in a row. They've been playing very well, but the Western Bulldogs at Marvel will not be easy. But you'd think Port would be favourites. Although you know the Dogs played well against Geelong, they play like that against Port Adelaide. That could be quite a spectacle of a game. Then you got Hawthorn Brisbane. I think that's going one way. Let's be honest. Adelaide West Coast. Also going, that was my alarm, also going one way. Fremantle, Richmond. Could be interesting to be fair, but I would expect a Fremantle victory. North v GWS, I think could be quite a good game. I look forward to that one. Carlton, then you got the last two, right? Carlton Essendon, which is huge, not just because it's a big rivalry, but also when you look at the way the two seasons have been going, Essendon have been on the up. They've see the Bombers fly up, right? Carlton have been going downhill ever since the first few rounds. Carlton desperately need to win, and Essendon, you never know. They're one of those teams that could lose the winnable games. So yeah, that's going to be a very interesting game to watch, that's for sure. Then you got Melbourne Collingwood, a huge rivalry, first versus third. It's going to be big, and I think Melbourne. I wouldn't say they need to win, but I feel like winning is a pretty big deal for them when you consider how far behind Collingwood they are. Yes, they can still make top four, but I think it would do a dent to them, dent to their confidence if they lost to Collingwood and to fall even further behind to them. So it's a huge game. Melbourne, I don't think played well against Carlton. Really, it's just that Carlton were worse. But we shall see if Melbourne turn up. Now I'm going to tip them. Right, this is going to be interesting. I'm going to go for a Sydney victory. Sydney by 9. Sydney by 9, yes. I think it'll be quite a close game, and I think Sydney will edge it. Western Bulldogs, Port Adelaide. I'm going to take a risk. This season's been full of upsets, plus the Dogs are not... They're not a bad team, are they? I'm going to go for a Western Bulldogs victory, ending the Port Adelaide win streak. Brisbane, easy win over Hawthorn. Adelaide, easy win over West Coast. Fremantle, I think, will beat Richmond, although I think it will be closer than people think it might be. North Melbourne to beat GWS. I don't know if that's a risk, really. At Blundstone, I think they have every chance of doing that. And the Giants, it's not like they're up there, are they? So, Carlton, Essendon. Huge. Hello, Piccini, how are you doing? I'm going to go for an Essendon victory there, and then Collingwood to beat Melbourne. That's how I'm going. Yeah, with Melbourne, I'm going off like their game against Carlton. They didn't seem that good. They kind of need to step it up a few levels to match Collingwood. Then you got Essendon v Carlton. That's the game that either team could win. But I'm swaying towards Essendon. Plus, it would be funny to see Carlton lose again. North Melbourne, GWS. That would be a great game to see if North won that, and I think they can win that. I got the faith. These three I'm confident in. I'm confident in Freo, Adelaide and Brisbane, especially Adelaide and Brisbane. Western Bulldogs against Port. I think this is a bigger risk than North Melbourne. I genuinely think it's a bigger risk than North Melbourne beating GWS. Not what the percentages reflect, but yeah. And Sydney to beat St Kilda. Although St Kilda could win that game, that's very much possible. But I'm going to go with Sydney. So, yeah. I've got the weaker team winning 3 times. Yeah, I've got... Sorry, but Sydney are weaker than St Kilda this season. So I know that it says that. Most people are tipping them, but still, it still stands. Sydney, Western Bulldogs, and North Melbourne. All the underdogs, I predicted will win. I said at the start of the season, I still think there wouldn't be any trouble around 13 between Pies and Grundy, like previous players. You what? Anyway, yeah. Carlton vs Essendon could flip his favours, as not everyone has tipped yet. Yeah, for sure. That's the most 50-50 game in the round. Not just because of percentages, but in terms of like the context of the game and the season. That's a massive one. So yeah. I'd say I'm semi-confident in this. I think Saints could definitely win this game, but I'm going for Sydney. I'm not actually that confident in this, but I want to take a risk. Port won in a row, but the Bulldogs are no pushovers. Although in the last quarter against Geelong, that was pretty awful, so they need to improve on that. But for 3 quarters against Geelong, they were pretty damn good. And they have been good most of the season, apart from, the first 2 rounds. So I'm willing to take the risk. I'm confident in Brisbane, confident in Adelaide, confident in Freo. I genuinely am very confident that North could win this game. This is 50-50, could go either way. And I think I'm confident in Collingwood. I can see this happening for sure. So, and normally Collingwood do beat Melbourne most of the time, more often than not recently anyway. Even when Melbourne won the flag. But yeah, there you go. Wait, unless... No, I think Melbourne beat Collingwood when they... Yeah, I think the year Melbourne won the flag, they lost to Collingwood. I'm fairly sure. But Collingwood's like a major bogey team. So yeah, this is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and goodbye.